Hi everyone, welcome to this edition of Addington News. Darren, brought to you out of the Addington Hall of Fame. If you're ever on track and you want to come and have a look at some of the great history here of Addington, you can do so on the wall, but you can also do it at the website, and appropriately we're standing in front of Hands Down.
Yeah, look, absolutely. HOF, Hall of Fame.co.nz for all of that information. And as you say, in front of Hands Down, who of course starred for 4 years in a row, pretty much owning the national meeting.
Yeah, he absolutely did.
Lewison Handicap, 4 of those, and a couple of national handicaps, plus third in his last one of those, and of course went on and won a New Zealand Cup. But looking back through those, and that's why we're a bit excited because we've got a national handicap this week. This was when I was growing up. Locarno, Idlemite, El Regal, Rocky Triax, My, Camelot won a cup, Enterprise, the Sting, which I remember backing when I was perhaps not allowed to, Philippa Frost, and on it went Canis Minor. All of these horses have so much history, and we've got 10 horses that are going to write their own history leading towards an IRT New Zealand Cup this week. Yeah,
brilliant. Of course, Hands Down himself started in the Cup, I think it was 6 times, which is a record. And Blossom Lady, his stablemate, a few years later, of course, won the 92 New Zealand Cup. So, so much history, and looking forward to this week's race. And we've got a free-for-all trot as well over the mile, which is going to be intriguing too, with half a dozen runners. But more about that. If you want to have a bet this Friday night, I reckon there's 2 good chances. Man United, race 2, number 5, and Come Together, race 8, number 7. But we'll do a full preview if you want to stick with us. And we'll also have a look at Sounds of Cash, winning last Friday night. Wrapped up last Sunday, 9 weeks in a row. There's probably a bit of a sigh there from the staff because it's been a long road, Darren, but there's been a lot of people benefit by coming to Addington in the cooler weather and the wetter weather and racing for some very good stakes.
Yeah, some of the team will get their weekend back, especially the crew that have been looking after cleaning stables at night after the last race on the Friday or Thursday night for the Sunday meeting. All these sorts of things that happen behind the scenes, but we're really pleased to do it and pleased to get it all finished. There's probably positive result of more than $500,000 back into the coffers of the code to help pay for some other races, and including some of ours, which is always good. And we start building towards IRT New Zealand Cup meeting. And as we said, all that information, addington.co.nz or the Facebook page, follow all of that for the ticketing. GA, the Lawn and the Punters Lounge will go on sale on the 1st of September. And of course we have waiver this time, Greg.
Yep, so no cash, cashless if you like, for all the hospitality. You were telling me before you can actually use it to bet with, which I didn't know you could do with a tote operator, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so they have a waiver machine near those as well. So for hospitality, it speeds up delivery of service for everyone. It's the younger people are used to it anyway, and it's not new to IRT New Zealand Cup Day. We've had it for a number of years, but it will be right across the course, including members and owners areas this year, and it's pretty simple. There'll be more information coming out as we lead up to help people understand exactly how that all works. But it'll be one of the features, along with a few other surprises, which we'll let you into as we go through the next few weeks.
Yep, look forward to that as we do this Friday night. We kick things off just before 5 o'clock, in fact 1 minute before 5, so make sure you tune in via trackside, or come on course and get involved. We're going to do a full preview now, so stick around if you want to see that and relive the performance of Sounds of Cash last Friday night.
All right, let's have a look at the full preview for this week, the national meeting. Really pleased to have 10 races underway here, including those features that we talked about earlier. We get underway at 4:59 with the IRT Your Horse Our Passion Trot, a 2,000 metre stand, Greg.
Yeah, the filly, the Fiery County, she's getting better, isn't she, with racing? Look, her last start performance was a clear indication that she can win races. Trot to Chevron is going to win a lot more races, and she was good enough to run second, so I reckon she can just about win this. There's one of interest though, Darren, the runner number 10, Alatine. Creatine Alapel, 3-year-old filly that I think has a fair amount of ability, has trolled up quite nicely, and Craig and Amy Edmonds don't bring them to the races unless they're ready to run, so I'm really interested to see how she performs. Same with Denver, quite like the way it's trialled. Fighting Fire won the most recent trial it was in, and It's So Easy was second in it, and we know both of those horses have immense talent. Admittedly, they came off marks, but I'm interested to see how Denver goes, and Casham's always one you've got to have in your first 4s. 5, 10, 2, 7 to start the night.
Race 2, first leg of the early Quaddy Cup Week hospitality packages on sale.
mobile pace. Remember addington.co.nz for all that information. 1980, 529.
Yeah, I reckon Man United will be really hard to beat in this. Comes up with a good barrier draw. Surprised the horse hasn't won a maiden by now, but this is its chance, I reckon. Chris Lynn from the inside. So Man United, Brendan Hill, we know what sort of quality trainer he is. Chris Lynn's got a very good draw for her. She can either lead or take a trail, and either way, she's going to be right in this. Major Icon was good first up. A lot to like about that. Definite each-way chance in the race. That was in the Ultra Meteor race, and you know what I think of him. I think he's got a huge future. And Valiant Angel's got plenty of breeding about it from the Baggery barn and has trialled up nicely too. And that's leaving out Trouble Supreme, who's just been in great sort of place form in its last 4 starts. But I'll go 5, 1, 7, 8 in the first leg of that early quaddie.
Race 3 is the Neverly Stud Trot, 2600 at 557.
Yeah, I liked Murano last week and went a terrific race. She did. If she goes as good again here, she'll win this. I think she's a very, very good winning chance. Dwindled Star was making up good ground on the inside. Phil Williamson drove last time. That was in behind Winning Bones, and she wouldn't need to improve much off the back of that. Gave chances also to Agui, who's from the same stable as Murano, the Kevin Townley stable, always to be respected, and also Tyrone Arahanui, who got it wrong last time but didn't in her previous run. There's clearly a big motor there. Harry Potter having its first start for Mark Jones is another one you might want to consider. But I'll go 5, 2, 10, 11 in the third.
Race number 4 is a junior drivers event. Hydroflow sponsored, of course, Brecken Farms and Hydroflow massive supporters of Addington Raceway. So the Hydroflow junior drivers pace 2600 stand and gets underway at 627.
Yeah, tricky race. It is a tricky race, but the money was there for Chris Kyle off the back of those very good trials, and obviously now with Bob Butt. So I'm happy to follow him in again. So the 6 hardest to beat, Sergeant Best, the Hills combine, and he's been racing well. He wouldn't need to improve much off the back of his most recent form. That was in behind Marin Franco here in the big day we had the Sunday on the 31st, the last day of the month, of course. 1, Bettolini. The hopes will have her ready to go. She's got a good barrier draw, so I expect to see her in the fight. And Yankee J, another mare. This one with John Coaster Hare. Been going good races, Yankee J. And these are the sorts of races that Coaster likes to win penalty-free. He likes to win any race, to be absolutely fair, but you know what I mean. If he can grab one with her, I'm sure he would be delighted. And of course, is raced by the estate of Mouse Kennedy and the great BJ Anderton. So good luck to them. 6, 3, 1, 4 in the fourth.
Race number 5 is the Dunstan Horse Feeds Mobile, 1980 at 701.
Cruiser gets its chance, Darren. This is his race. He's been racing all winter and he's been in the best fields. He's been going good races. He was good last time and behind Sounds of Cash last week. And I reckon he can win this race. Hopefully he's driven positively, and if he is, I think he can take it out. No terror from the inside. First up run, excellent. Spoke to Graham Court prior to that run. He said whatever he does, he'll improve off. Yes, he was 5 lengths behind Don Maro, but he was first up since April, so there'll be a lot of improvement there. Franco Hoffman racing great for the King of Kaikoura. Bob Rochford put it in as well. And First Class comes up with a barrier draw. Look, he's no superstar, but he does get his chance in this race from a handy draw of 2. 5, 1, 7 and 2 in race 5.
Race number 6 is Avon City Ford Free for All Mobile Trot. It's a mobile mile. It's only a 6-horse field, but we really appreciate the trainers that have added their nominations to this race to get this race off the ground. If the horses aren't nominating, Greg, we can't run them. And to get these 6 underway and get the free-for-all trotters underway so early in the season, really appreciate the help of the trainers that have put these horses in.
Yeah, good race. It really is. And the mile makes it even more intriguing. There'll be plenty of critics out there, but this is the first run for many of these horses. So a lot of them will be treating it like a trial, but it's a $15,000 trial, Darren. So I went for the Dominator and Majestic Man. I'm just not too sure which one's going to land the lead. The Dominator will probably power up and get there. Majestic Man, we know, can fly the gate. So it's really interesting early. Oscar Bonavina's first up. He's had 1 trial. He's a New Zealand free-for-all winner from last November. He's earned nearly 300,000. Barrier 6 over the miles. A horror draw, as we know, and he'll probably go back and he'll probably charge home. I don't see him winning this week. The other factor you have to put into it is Donald Williamson's put Clyde in there as well, and from the inside, he likes to get off the machine too. So, yeah, it could be a bit of fun and games early on. I'll go 5, 4, 6, 1. But I'm just intrigued by the race Jimmy Carter and Phoebe Onyx add to the mix.
Race number 7 is the Garrard's National Handicap Pace, 2600 at 8:01, and as we say, the first run for many of these horses leading into the IRT New Zealand Cup.
Yeah, and that's why I think you probably should play around Terry, Mikey Maguire and Smithy's Terror, because they've been racing, they're race hard fit. The likes of Classy Brigade, DiCaprio, Steal the Show, they're probably going to need a run. And the other one you have to consider, of course, is Heisenberg, because he's been racing awesome. Off the front, you've got Hazer, Folklore and Cheezel, so they're not going to just hand the race to those horses either. But I'll go with Terry on top. Thought he was great beating Heisenberg last time. He's only off the 10 metres. I'll give him a very good winning chance in this. Over stablemate in Cheezel. I think she's been a little bit unlucky. Certainly 2 starts back. Last time she did a power of work early, which is probably not her go. So I don't mind her. Smithy's Terror, obviously, but he finds himself off 20 metres, so he's going to have to be a good couple of lengths better than them to win. He might very well be. And then I've got Heisenberg, but gee, it's a good contest. Looking forward to it. The Garrard's National Handicap, 6, 3, 9 and 5.
Race number 8, the second leg of that late quaddie, the XEM Sport Mobile Pace 1980 at 8:28.
Yeah, got a bit of time for come together. I know Bob Butt has too. She should have strengthened up from her last campaign. She's trialled nicely. Beat Tommy's on a roll in that recent trial. And yeah, I reckon she can win this fresh up. So the 7 to beat 11, which is Obsession. Obsession might be able to beat her if she gets a similar run to last time. And didn't she charge home? She's a filly with plenty of ability. Barnstorm has got a good draw and is racing well. And Smokin' Annie's one, if you leave it out, it's likely to get some sort of card into it and may be able to run over the top of them. But yeah, good race. 7 come together and 11 Obsession. If you're playing your quaddies or pick sixes, they're the 2 you definitely want on your ticket.
Race number 9, Fahey Fence Hire Handicap Trot 2600 at 8:58. And as we've said, Greg, these trots have been really tricky to pick. They're very competitive.
Yeah, they are. And the Fox has just been going super since coming back to the racetrack at a long time away, almost 4 years, I think it was. Margot 9, Pete Davis, they've got him flying. He charged home behind the Bloss on that finals day. And look, if he trots away, I reckon he'll win this. So I'll go with the Fox on top. To beat Paris Prince, racing super, got up the inside and just nabbed Resolve late in the piece last week. And no reason to think that the Son of Royal Aspirations won't go another great race. Madeline Stowe again from the Margot 9 team. Confidence boosting win number 11 in her career last time. And Prince Tecker will get you in front and you get a great side every single time. 9, 7, 3 and 5. Good race though.
Race number 10 is the First Direct Taxis Mobile Pace 1980. It's the last race on the card at 9:24.
Yeah, Regan Todd gets a chance to win this too with Bubba Scrub, although it cops the same draw as it did last time. It's going to need some luck. Follows out Whakarehu from the Graham Court barn, and it was a winner in its last campaign, so I'm just not sure where it's going to get to, but I'll go for it on top over Jimmy James Maguire, who I've got a bit of time for Brendan Hill, racing really well in the second behind Don Morrow. That form line is going to stack up there, and he's a very, very smart horse. Mitzi Gaynor from a good draw. Tasman Tempest continues to race well. Tricky last leg to whatever you're playing into, but 10, 8, 4 and 2. Couple of good bets on the night though. Race 2, number 5, Man United, and yeah, I reckon Come Together can beat Obsession, but there might not be much between them. And if you just want to take the Quinella or Exacta at the TAB, might not be a bad way to play.
Yep, that's the full preview. Spectators, of course, open throughout the night. Have come in and have a drink after the last. It's always open there. We've got a couple of nights coming up the next wee bit of time, which we'll announce in a few weeks, where we'll have a bit of music in there as well. Have a look at the addington.co.nz website for all of the punting information about midday on race day. All of that stuff's there. And we're going to leave you with a Withering Sprint by a Ready Cashmere. If she could trot, Greg, she'd be something special. But she's not bad as a pacer. Sounds of Cash, honest as the day's long, and she's got wicked speed, hasn't she?
She certainly has. Looking forward to reviewing this because her last 100 metres was exceptional.
From Where's Daddy, back to the inside, J.R. Bromack, then Azora High, and Sounds of Cash brought to the outside. Harrison leads, J.R. Bromack running on strongly. Sounds of Cash is 2. It's J.R. Bromack and Harrison. Sounds of Cash down the outside. Sounds of Cash move to J.R. Bromack and Sounds of Cash. Sounds of Cash beat J.R. Bromack and Harrison. 4th rest between Shanika and Cruiser. Then came Azora High, Tiger Taylor, Shard's Fury, and Where's Daddy.